Number 25, Ablutophobia. If you have Ablutophobia, then you'd better go grab some deodorant because you're probably too scared to take a bath or even clean yourself. Number 24, Ergophobia. And what's probably one of the most convenient phobias on this list, ergophobia is the fear of work or the workplace environment. On a serious note, however, psychologists believe it's a combination of various fears such as failing at assigned tasks, social anxiety, and public speaking. Number 23, Nomophobia. Short for no mobile phone phobia, this is the constant fear of not having service, and according to researchers in the UK, a whopping 50% of people have it. Third world, we apologize. Number 22, Philophobia. Although butterflies in the stomach are often associated with love, for someone with Philophobia, those butterflies are more like deadly scorpions, as they're petrified of falling in love. Unfortunately, many people in this category end up living a life of solitude and fear of commitment. Number 21, Somniphobia. Also known as hypnophobia, this is the abnormal fear of falling asleep. Oftentimes it can be the result of people feeling as though they're losing control, and nightmares have been known to cause it as well. Number 20, Heliophobia. In a sort of modern-day vampirism, heliophobia is actually defined as fear of the sun. Although it sounds harmless, it can actually be quite serious and lead to vitamin D deficiency as a result of staying indoors. Number 19, Chaetophobia. Although some people with chaetophobia only fear loose or detached hair, others can be terrified by the hairs on their very own bodies. Number 18, Arachibutyrophobia. Although you've probably heard this one thrown around, the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth is actually a made-up phobia. It was first mentioned in the Peanuts comic strip, and pop culture has run with it ever since. Number 17, Haphephobia. Whatever you do, just make sure you don't get too close to anyone with Haphephobia. It's the fear of being touched. Number 16, Oikophobia. Imagine being scared of your toaster, and your oven, and your refrigerator, and every other household appliance you own. For people with oikophobia, c'est la vie. Number 15, Coulrophobia. Generally found in children, Coulrophobia is the fear of clowns. Some phobias are just so sad. Number 14, Aibohphobia. For those of you who don't know, a palindrome is any word that's spelled the same both forwards and backwards. Race car would be a good example. Aibohphobia is the fear of palindromes, which is intentionally a palindrome itself. This, however, is yet another made-up phobia created by computer nerds in the early 80s. Number 13, Neophobia. Generally found in the elderly, neophobia is classified as the fear of new things, and in its milder form consists of an unwillingness to part with old habits. Number 12, Hylophobia. It's the irrational fear of wood, forests, and trees, and as with most of the phobias on this list, it's often the result of some long-forgotten traumatic experience, such as being beaten with a piece of wood or attacked in a forest. Number 11, Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. The longest town name in the world belongs to a small village abbreviated Landfair PG in the United Kingdom. Its normal name is much longer than that. And if you have Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia, you might want to steer clear of that place. Why? Because you're afraid of long words. Seriously though, this is a joke phobia that often gets thrown around on the internet. There are no recorded cases as of yet. Number 10, Decidophobia. While some of you just might be indecisive and apathetic, there are people out there who are genuinely terrified of making decisions. They're known as decidophobes. Number 9, Gephyrophobia. If you have this phobia, just make sure you don't live close to the river because you would probably be too scared to cross any of its bridges. Some cities, however, provide services where they will actually drive your car across the bridge for you. Number 8, Descendophobia. For someone with descendophobia, walking downstairs or inclines can be a terrifying experience, and many times they may get dizzy as well. On the other hand, you could also have ascendophobia, the fear of moving upwards. Number 7, Trypophobia. If looking at the picture to the left gives you chills, then you may be a trypophobic, or someone scared of clustered holes usually found on various biological organisms. Number 7, Luposlipaphobia. First coined in a Far Side comic strip, this joke phobia has become somewhat of a pop culture phenomenon. In case you're out of the know, it involves the fear of being pursued by timber wolves around a kitchen table while wearing socks on a newly waxed floor. Number 5, Chronophobia. One of the stranger phobias on this list, Chronophobia is the fear of time passing. Not surprisingly, it's often found mostly in prison inmates or the elderly, but it can also occur in people who experience a lot of stress and anxiety. Number 4, Phagophobia. This one could truly be hard to live with. Phagophobia is the fear of swallowing, and in some cases it can actually lead to weight loss and malnutrition. Number 3, Omphalophobia. Is it an innie or an outie? If you suffer from omphalophobia, you probably don't know and you don't care because belly buttons terrify you. Number 2, panphobia. Also known as omniphobia, this generalized fear describes the condition of fearing everything and is often described as constantly dreading some vague and persistent unknown evil. Number 1, phobophobia. It's hard to believe, but this is literally a phobia of phobias. If you manage to get through this list though, you're probably in the clear on this one.
If you liked the video you just saw, then feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel by using the orange button in the top right. And don't forget to go check out our website at list25.com for more awesome lists.